Imagine a fighter who made the Iron Mike Tyson himself wary, the knockout king, the most feared boxer of his era. This isn't fiction, but reality. His name is Donovan Razer Ruddock, a heavyweight terror with punches that could put anyone to sleep. But what made him so dangerous? Why did even Tyson admit, "You don't mess with Ruddock"? His left hook wasn't just a punch, it was a disaster for opponents. Power, speed, relentless aggression. Ruddock hit like his fists were loaded with dynamite. But most importantly, he didn't just strike, he broke his rivals. Tyson, who usually marched forward like a tank, was forced to respect Ruddock's destructive power. Tyson admitted, "This guy hits harder than I expected." He may not have collected all the championship belts, but he earned something greater, a legend as the most razor-sharp boxer of the 90s, a fighter whose punches left a lasting impression, a knockout machine that remained the heavyweight division's most underrated storm. Enjoy the video. When Paige faced Donovan Ruddock in 1988, all his advantages were negated by one simple truth. Ruddock was simply stronger, not just in terms of raw physical power. He surpassed Paige in aggression, punching power.
When I won the title, that's the only thing about winning that title that made me happy.
July 30th, 1988 at Nashville's Municipal Auditorium witnessed one of the most spectacular knockouts of Donovan Ruddock's career. A fight that didn't just enter boxing lore, but demonstrated why the Canadian heavyweight earned his Razer moniker. Ruddock immediately established dominance, showcasing improved footwork. His 260-pound frame moved with surprising agility. Key moment, at 0:30 mark, a Ruddock left hook momentarily shut off Paige, who wobbled but stayed upright.
At the end of the rope, do-or-die situation, of which, of course, Paige denied and has thrown good punches in the past.
Well, you couldn't tell it by his performance today.
Shot! An uppercut by Ruddock. Now he's trying to finish Paige up.
Ruddock truly began his surgical dismantling of Paige. He started by doubling up on his jab, snapping Paige's head back twice in quick succession. Then, with the precision of a seasoned predator, he feinted to the body before unleashing the punch that would define his career, the razor's edge left hook. The shot landed flush on Paige's jaw with such force that his legs completely betrayed him, sending him crashing to the canvas in a heap. To his credit, Paige beat the count, but his eyes told the story. He was a wounded fighter, and Ruddock smelled blood.
Razer Ruddock. Paige came back a little bit. There's a left uppercut by Ruddock.
Started this one hard. Another great uppercut, another one. 11-0. 11-1 there.
Ruddock trying to finish him off. Combination. Paige into the ropes. Being smothered. But now a little hit. Oh, what a left hand.
Here's where Paige gets in trouble, and here's where conditioning and skill. There goes the mouth.
Ruddock, now fighting with the confidence of a man who knew his opponent was on borrowed time, began digging vicious shots to Paige's ribs, further sapping his energy. A short right uppercut to the body forced Paige to lower his guard, creating the perfect opening for Ruddock's signature left hook. The punch landed with sickening force on Paige's temple, immediately disorienting him. Before he could recover, Ruddock followed up with a right cross that sent Paige face first into the canvas. Referee Luis Escobar didn't even bother counting. The fight was
contest for Greg Paige. Record of 26-3-1, 19 knockouts. Greg Paige, fortunately, okay now, able to put the former champion away. Here it is once again as he bounced, but tremendous courage being displayed by Greg Paige, is hanging by Greg Paige. You got to give him a lot of credit against those.
In Atlantic City, a fight that was meant to test young Donovan Ruddock instead became a terrifying showcase of his destructive power. Jose Rabala, the iron-chinned Cuban warrior with only 2 early losses in 38 fights, was considered a serious challenge for the 22-year-old Ruddock. What transpired in the ring, however, left even seasoned boxing experts stunned.
That's his punch that left. Didn't really notice that song. He drops the ball fight on. Ruddock comes in for the kill. Left, right, staggers Rabala. Ruddock!
The fight between Donovan Razor Ruddock and James Bone Crusher Smith was a brutal and spectacular clash between two devastating punchers, each known for their knockout power and relentless determination.
He hurt him with a left hook, and Smith expending tremendous energy in the first Razor Ruddock back with a left-right combination. Has Smith up.
Ruddock immediately went to work with his signature left hook, trying to break through Smith's guard, while Bone Crusher fired back with stiff jabs and right crosses, attempting to slow the Canadian's assault. In the very first round, Ruddock landed several of his trademark left hooks to Smith's head, but the American stood firm, showing incredible durability and an ability to absorb punishment.
With a right hand. Sure did. This guy is good. Oh, good body shot. Ruddock looking fresh as a daisy. Right cross, tie up. Ruddock left hand. He's down. Field was right. They're going to have to pay him a lot of money to face this man. You got that was saying, why should I fight a guy that's number 6? They'll have to pay him a lot of.
The explosive encounter between Donovan Razor Ruddock and Michael Dynamite Dokes on April 30th, 1990, stands as one of the most brutally efficient displays of heavyweight punching power in the early 1990s. Dokes, a former WBA champion known for his slick movement and fast hands, entered as a crafty veteran, attempting one last run at glory, while Ruddock was emerging as the division's most feared contender following his war with Mike Tyson. Ruddock stalked forward with terrifying purpose, cutting off the ring with surprising footwork for a 230-pound destroyer. Dokes attempted to use his jab and lateral movement, but Ruddock's relentless pressure quickly neutralized these tactics. The end came with shocking suddenness in the fourth round when Ruddock feinted a right hand before detonating his signature left hook that crashed against Dokes' temple with the force of a freight train.
There's the price for a pick. That wobbles him back pretty good. He's throws that right hand, even if he misses it. Here's the left hook. Now watch him throw the right hand, Sam. The coup de grace. And as we said all along, look at the power and the force. Right in line for a exotic shot. Now let me ask you this question, Sam. As Andrew Holyfield, I fully expect will get the next shot. Here we go in against the Razor Ruddock. Michael, a lot of happiness in the corner of Donovan Razor Ruddock.
The bout between Donovan Razor Ruddock and Mike the Texas Biscuit, Weaver served as another showcase of the Canadian's devastating punching power as he was rapidly establishing himself among the heavyweight elite.
28 victories, and he is notoriously famous for his left hook.
Do a good job if he keeps moving.
3 knockouts by a total of 9 rounds, and so obviously he
Ruddock began systematically breaking Weaver down, using his sharp jab to control distance while periodically unleashing those trademark left hooks that had already become his signature weapon. Weaver, accustomed to close-quarter warfare, repeatedly tried to close the distance. But Ruddock moved intelligently, using footwork to prevent the veteran from setting up his powerful attacks.
It shows that he's in good condition. Well, I'm sorry, Zamba. You know that he's best.
And I would imagine both fighters now will go all out in the final 3 minutes, Alexis.
I think
5 unanswered punches. Kind of mixed reaction. Razor Ruddock in a split decision over Michael Weaver. We'll be back after this word from your local stations.
The March 4th, 1988 bout between Donovan Razor Ruddock and Phil Jackson showcased the Canadian puncher at the peak of his destructive powers, delivering a masterclass in heavyweight dominance.
commands and protect yourself. Final instruction. Razor Ruddock, the #1 contender, the slugger, the man with
What made this performance special was Ruddock's uncharacteristic aggression. Typically a slow starter, he instead came out with improved footwork and surprising punch variety. Beyond his signature left hook, he incorporated vicious right uppercuts and crippling body shots that completely dismantled Jackson's defensive structure. By the second round, Ruddock fired a three-punch sequence of left hooks, the final one sending Jackson crashing to the canvas in a heavy knockdown.
That he's in with a championship fighter, championship type fighter.
Greg Paige showed heart, even though he lost, stopped to the... So we'll see what develops. A glancing blow by Ruddock, not a solid...
Him up because he's been hit by...
Oh, and down he goes on cue!
Let's see what dropped him. Well, that was a punch right on the head. That was not. Take another look at that. He cocks his arm and down he goes. Views. Let's look at it from the third view so it convinces you beyond all shadow of a doubt. The first time then. See how he drops his hand to punch?
And back comes Philip Jack, rooting for the underdog. Jackson
got up from a tough knockdown. He almost went down again.
He's staggered. He's out. Never got up. Here in round
and the pinpoint accuracy of a major puncher like Razer Ruddock, and he's gone right there and comes back waiting the uppercut.
Where you say it's just a matter of time with Phil Jackson because he was hanging in there.
Yeah, that was mercy to look at it the third time, so there's no doubt that that was one of the hard hooks.
Donovan Razer Ruddock